I just close my eyes and think of you when I'm sleeping with someone new. Maybe it's a new beginning. Maybe it's the start of where it ends. I know, I know. It comes down to all or nothing. This time it's for real, we can't pretend. You know, they're closing in, and I don't wanna miss a shot. Adrenaline, so give it everything that you got. Don't stop. In your eyes, I see a fire lighting up as we're getting away. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase. Where you go, I follow. When I'm giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase. When I'm giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase. I can hear my every heartbeat. I can feel the blood rush through my veins. You know. Somewhere in the distance, the sun's coming up. Everything is blurry, the trees flashing by my side. We're far ahead. The horizon never seems so close. The sky is red. We're not out of the woods yet, you know. Don't stop. In your eyes, I see a fire lighting up as we're getting away. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase. Where you go, I follow. When I'm giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase.
We hope you are having a beautiful night, and if you're not, you soon will be. I'm Sandy.
And I'm John.
And this is your Smart Doll News.
Welcome back to the Smart Doll News, everybody. This is where we recap the news in Smart Doll Land for the last week, and just hang out, have fun, enjoy our companies. Our companies?
Our companies.
Our companies.
How many companies do we have?
Many companies.
It's news to me.
So it is a little bit of a slow week this week. But we've got some personal news which we'll look at. We should start the show when we've got something to talk about. We got to get the waiting for a drop logo.
Right. Maybe there'll be one tonight. Who knows? Sometimes we get lucky.
Yeah, that's true. It does happen. All right, let's dig into the headlines. I don't know where there's my trackpad. So, two big items this past week. The main one...
The option head release of Anime North in T. And holy cow.
I'm pretty sure, our Discord server, crashed when this went up.
She's phenomenal. I mean, I love North. Love her. This is a whole nother thing.
Yeah, it's a little crazy, and I have to give credit to, I believe it was Magic Durgan in the Discord, who said Danny is not allowed to ever use wind in his photos ever again. Cause this girl is fire, and part of it is I likened to her to J-Lo. And a lot of that is the hair. That hair going in the wind and everything. It is. Yeah. She looks fantastic.
I thought that she looked like a young Sophia Loren, and if you don't know what Sophia Loren looks like, look it up.
Yeah.
She looks like her.
I can see that. Yeah. She's fantastic. It almost, well, you're the big North fan here. Do you? I feel weird even saying this. Do you regret getting Cinnamon North? Do you wish you had waited for tea? Here.
No. I would like to have tea North though. I don't regret cinnamon. I definitely would like to have tea.
And with those eyes, they're very different. Mm-hmm. They read very differently.
Yeah, she's just got this force of nature thing about her in T.
Yeah.
Especially, Danny the Wind was not fair.
Yeah, no, it's...
That shot is incredible.
It is ridiculous. I don't know if... It is possible, maybe, that he teased little pieces out or something that didn't know. But yeah, I think there's just happened to be a little bit of a breeze. Let's look at the other pictures. Oh God, it keeps coming.
Yeah.
What? Definitely, wind is picking up in Tokyo. Wow.
Barry Wings says, I am beginning to realize I might like T skin tone best. You know what? T skin tone does sexy really, really well. Like badass, sexy. There's something about it, whereas you go to cinnamon for a more old-fashioned look.
Sure.
And then Coco is Coco. Coco can do anything.
Oh, yeah. Coco can do, big, vibrant colors, can do all sorts of, it is pretty wide open what you can do with a Coco doll. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's just see, was there anything hidden? No, just available soon. North Anime in T.
And she was actually, she released in option heads.
Oh, did she end up coming out?
I believe so. Yeah.
So a lot of the things this past week, we would see like a picture of this or that, and then right into the option head drop for that week. So this is going to be for the next few months. This is what it's going to be like. We're gonna see a doll be teased, and then her option head will be available shortly thereafter.
We should probably start a countdown for how long until bodies, like estimated time for bodies.
Okay. And just do like a body check segment or something.
Yeah, right. Like we'll go. He said November, so we technically have to give him till the end of November.
He said November. He said November until the supply issue is caught up, which means September is not bodies of. It means Danny has bodies.
Yeah.
That means full dolls start coming out.
Right.
We don't know if I remember. I could be misremembering this or just misconstruing things, but I believe that the whole concept of option bodies wasn't hitting until the new
frame.
The new frame, yeah.
Okay.
But
still bodies. Period. Like
everybody's waiting
full
for dolls. Is that's
yeah. So we have to give
I just want to be real clear
November,
because a lot of people are waiting for bodies, but they're waiting for bodies for the heads they've bought.
Right.
Which means they're waiting for option bodies, which is end of the year, I believe. But into the beginning of the new year.
So countdown to November 30th, we have to start doing.
For full bodies. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now let's take a look. Tessa's Kingdom asked if North will have a full doll. Definitely possible, but there's also a very good chance not, because she's sort of an alternate version of Relentless.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, she's really popular. People really like her. So.
All right, now the other big piece of news are the amputee arms that are available.
The limb differences. I think this is so cool.
And it's really interesting to see like some of the concessions that they had to make this work. The big thing is when printing the upper arm, there's a hole at the top and there's a hole at the bottom. And in order to get this to print correctly, they put the funnel, that is where everything is poured, down at the bottom.
Okay.
And that's how that normal upper arm is poured. Then you cut off the funnel and you've got an open, slot in each.
Okay.
But because they needed to close off the bottom end to make this look correct, you actually can see here in these close-ups, he's shown like this is what it looks like in a normal position, but the funnel being at the top has a wider opening on the shoulder. So you've got to kind of keep it closer to the torso to be able to not see.
But if she's wearing a shirt, it doesn't matter. It's just because she's in her bra that you can see it. So, yeah, it's a very cool thing. He's asking for people that work with people with limb differences to get in touch with him.
Yeah, it's like if you provide. So this is not just like if you have somebody, if you are, but he's actually talking if you provide care for people with limb differences. You just leave a note in the order, and they'll put the arm set in there for free, which is great.
And then he wants organizations to donate to organizations that provide care for people with limb differences.
Yep.
I would assume children's hospitals, things like that, where people have had to, places where, kids are that have had to lose a limb especially, but I would assume that adults as well.
Now, he also says, I was in the middle of researching osseointegration, a surgery that fuses a metal implant into the bone of the residual limb for prosthetic attachment. But the project needs more time.
Okay, so actually making it so that when you put on a prosthetic limb, you are actually putting it on in some sort of way similar to the way it is done for real.
Right. Without having any understanding of this, technically, I would imagine you could think of it like having some sort of post, or plate or something on the end that then it can like hook onto, something for it to grab onto. So this is just another example of Danny continuing to be more and more inclusive, at a cost to himself. There's no reason. This is one of those things where you want to provide representation, but you also cannot, be profiting off of,
Right.
Somebody else's disabilities. So, I mean, he's just fully committing to this, and it's great.
Yeah, no, it's very, very cool. I mean, and he's, like I said, we've talked about this before. He is not a massive corporation, but he wants to donate and help where he can, which is really, really awesome.
I think it's great, and I think I think we're going to keep seeing more of this, and more, especially with the prosthetics. With the prosthetics, he mentions it there, like they have the shin prosthetics.
Right.
My guess is we may see a forearm/hand prosthetic come up, and that may be part of what the whole like mech hand we've seen being created here and there.
That's true. So something that looks more like one of the hands that can normally actually function like.
Yeah, like the robot hand things that can actually give you movement. That does not mean he is making individually articulated fingers. It just means he makes things like it's gonna look like that.
That is such detailed work. You would have to have a jeweler making that kind of stuff. Like that's like.
I can't even begin to imagine, and I also can't imagine what we would do without your support each week. So if you would take a moment and just hit the like button if you find this content enjoyable, informative perhaps, or if you, I don't know, just like us for some weird reason.
Yeah, we don't know why, but if you do, like the video.
Yeah, and something else you might like, in fact, something a lot of you have been specifically asking for, is Halloween t-shirts. And I skipped I was supposed to do this first, and there you get to see the fancy ad I made that I kind of blew past.
That's okay. It'll probably show up on social media, I'm assuming.
Sure. It is spooky season. Close enough, and I didn't want to wait till a week into September. So we have released the timed, the seasonal shirts for Halloween for spooky season. I know most people are saying spooky season these days, and I get that, but I just couldn't resist the pun. So here is the Happy Dolloween shirt. And let's see. And I can't go back. We've got the Which Way to the Candy shirt. Thank you. Thank you, Janice. She's there's no pre-orders. It's available now. Let's see. I'm gonna need to turn this so I can do this easier. I'll just do it from here. This one was a lot of fun. The Trick or Treat shirt with Kanata in her little devil costume and Mirai in an angel costume. And we have the Mirai and Haruka and the Best Witches shirt. And then we have, of course, the character T-shirts. So every single character as its own separate tee. And I love poor AG here. I love AG because AG basically, I'm gonna have to click in to this. AG is supposed to be Dracula, but until you really see the fangs, he kind of looks more like a magician.
Yeah, he does.
So, take your pick.
Either one works.
Yeah. So lots available. Both the classic character tees, like Danny makes, and some custom compositions that we put together ourselves. So yeah. Hope you like these. They are a limited edition, so these will only be around through the end of October. So keep that in mind.
And just to keep in mind, I realized this today, that Halloween is a Monday night, so we, at this point, plan to be here with you.
Oh, we do?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to see how we handle the monsters at the door while this is happening.
We don't really get monsters at the door. We
do.
didn't last year. We had
we do.
one
We get
set.
you get like a car load or two or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, with dogs we tend to just shut the lights down. So it'll be interesting being like literally right next to the door.
Last year I was awful and blocked the steps and just put a sign on it that said nope.
Yeah, yes, but you blocked it at one end, and people came from the other end and walked up our hill over our flowers and came up the walk anyway, completely bypassing the sign. So, yeah, we will be here. We'll be. I don't know if we'll be in costume or not.
We haven't decided yet.
We'll see. I don't know if we're in costume, then you all are going to have to be in costume, whatever that may be, or maybe it's dress up your doll.
Right, we could do that. We could do doll costumes that night.
Yeah. So let's get back to the news. Get those shirts while they are available at myladydisdain.com, and there is a link in the description. All right.
Behind the scenes.
Mimico Minis says spooky Smarty party. I hope there will be a theme the week before for Smarties. Yes, that will be fun. So yeah, here we have Perseverance.
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with the glare, but the other M1 girl.
I sometimes have a hard time telling them apart.
I generally don't. But I mean, again, you just have to look at it's like telling apart like Mirai versus some of the other ones. Like it's got the fuzzy eyebrows.
Right.
She has like very few lashes.
Right. She just has the two coming out on a wing.
So again, she was already made available. He posted this in the next drop. More of her were made available. And of course,
my girl. Anybody pick her up?
Yeah, did anybody get? I know there's still a bunch of people aiming to get Future.
She lasted longer this round than she has in the past. She's usually gone like immediately.
Yeah, I will say this. I don't know really. We don't know truly what the market is like, and I know there are some people who are not buying option heads because they want to wait for the full doll. So somebody like Future, if you're waiting for the full doll, I'm pretty positive that she's gonna make it to a full doll.
I mean, she's semi-real Mirai. I mean, there's just,
Well, that's true, and she's probably gonna stick around. She's probably a frontline girl. But some of the other dolls that are probably gonna make there, like the question is once they've made it there, are they how much market is there left? How many people are left that haven't bought the head previously?
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see. I would try and get it as soon as you can. As soon as they drop with the full body in November-ish.
She is just ridiculously good. Like, I mean, if you like her on the photos, you will love her in person. She's just so good. So Berry Wings got her in T. Did it arrive already, Berry Wings? Or are you in love with her?
She's just fantastic, and she's fantastic in every single skin tone. Like, usually dolls have like 2 max really good skin tones, and Future is just universally good.
Yeah, like I can't. I mean, I love the cinnamon, but I want the cocoa too.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't get the tea probably because it's close to cinnamon, but I could see myself getting the cocoa.
Yep. And a sneak at every skin tone of prowess, semi-real.
Yeah, she's interesting. I mean, I know a lot of people are going crazy over her. I'm sure the prowess fans going crazy over her. It's
Not big on it.
I guess I just like the face paint better on the anime with the big eyes.
Yeah. I do really like the eye makeup here. This is actually somewhat similar to North. That hard, line going all the way across, but then it's got that really nice clear pop of color.
Tessa's Kingdom says, I don't think I've seen Future in Coco. If you go back through Danny's Instagram, it's a post where she's referred to as Aoi. She's in a Solar Marine uniform and has the big, like twist out kind of hair.
Yeah, think maybe April, May, June of 2021, somewhere in there.
Somewhere around there. Spring of 2021.
Now we also get a shot of Danny working still on the paint masks for Pride.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
And it's really interesting to see his process, and they're literally, so they do the electroplating, and now they're just taking a rotary tool, what we would call by the brand name Dremel,
right?
And they're just drilling little holes at various sizes and shapes. And
then he said they hold the mask away so that you get some paint spray.
Yeah, there's
that
some spill.
Softens out the blemishes. I just love looking at how the paint on the mouth gives her a completely different expression. It's the exact same face.
Well, and that's because, I mean, this is what he's doing with the G7s, and like what we saw, for instance, why it seems like he's using the G7 for the semi-real Chitose, and that he can just paint
what he wants
up on those lips and make it seem like it's an actual has a mouth that has depth. And it does have depth. I mean, they're fairly large lips, but he can actually cut down the lip size as well.
Right. So it looks like a smaller lip. You overpaint the top lip a little bit and then get more white in there.
Yeah.
Genesis with Kintsugi.
Okay, so this is interesting. I mean, we've seen him put. I want to say I feel like we've seen this before.
Is that Regentless?
Regentless. Or is it relentless?
I think it's Regentless. Regentless or Regentless. Yeah.
There you go. It's interesting. She has a pretty similar effect to Relentless, quite honestly.
Yeah, she does. But if you already have, it's a neat option head if you already have T-Gen. Like, to have one with the gold markings is kind of cool.
Yeah. No, totally.
I like her. I love that sweater too. And look at all those blue parts in the background.
Those are blue bodies.
Yes, those are blue bodies. I know, but I know like in that same area as the blue bodies was all the extra blue parts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's stocking them up. Hopefully
So-
we'll see a drop, in the next week or two.
And we know that we're going to be seeing Zombie Anomaly and both versions of Relentless.
Right.
So that's pretty cool.
This is honestly my favorite part of the news this week.
I love that bathing suit. It's so cute.
We need more of these sort of patterns.
Girly things.
yeah.
Girly, feminine, florals. Yeah. I like patterns.
This to me completely changes the look of the bikini, even though it's the exact same thing.
Oh, while we're talking about bikinis, in fact, you can probably do it with this one too, as I'm looking at it. I was putting clothes away today, and I was looking at the zebra or the white tiger bikini.
Sure.
If you turn it inside out, you've got a white bikini.
Oh.
So if you
It doesn't show through?
not really. If you want to maximize your your Smart Doll pieces, turn these ones inside out, and you've basically got a different bikini. And you could even do like white on the top and the flowers on the bottom, or
The only issue, like here, you can see the rolled hem.
yeah, but that's okay.
So you just have this little.
Yeah, you just have a
Extra
little
something.
something peeking out there.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Speak of robot hands or prosthetics or mech or whatever. So this is definitely coming along. And he's got this. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it necessarily for the normal hands as far as sculpting them, but I think they're all kind of not like maybe they're 3D done, but like they're not built mechanically, right? They're organic, right? And here it looks like you can actually break this down. Each of these fingers, you can see up here that he has tabs: pinky, middle, different versions of the fingers, and it looks like he may be able to then just rotate this one thing around and like create.
Okay.
He might be able to easily create different things. He's probably not even at that stage, but I would imagine that with this sort of way that it's built, changing the configuration of the fingers, it becomes a lot easier in terms of making the 3D models and making the 3D prints for the various versions that you might want.
It occurs to me it would be easier to do articulated fingers if on a Smart Doll Plus.
Well, there is that, certainly. I don't think we'll, for a one-off maybe, as like an experiment, but I do not think you will ever see Danny do articulated fingers on anything.
It's just too time consuming.
It's way too much work, and way too finicky, and special tiny little things for each one. Again, it's possible if he can find a way to basically 3D print them and have them just work, and have them be very easy to put together.
Yeah.
All right. Now, here we have something that we talked about last week, which was the Mirai, all access pass thing. And we couldn't get our heads out of the t-shirt mode, but he is clearly making
Little
legit
lanyards.
Yeah.
They're so cute. It would be neat if those were actually the if there was one for each doll and they were actually like the tags. Like if you could get those as your with your doll, it was your doll's label tag.
That would be kind of cool.
I'd pay more for that. Like
you would
just have it be
take it off the bag and then put it in your.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool. He'd probably sell them, but like as long as it's something where you could easily like take them in and out and just print off your own little, lanyard things.
And I still think we need to do the T-shirts with that looks like it has the cord and then the little thing on it, and then people can twin with their dolls in that way.
Yeah, I mean, we could do the. I would. I mean, there's this, but I would actually like to do like a Smart Doll Land all access pass, like the opposite shirt from the exit pass.
Right. I like the boycott Smart Doll volunteer shirt. I think that is very cheeky.
And I will say this is more clearly. This makes more sense. Like, I'm a volunteer for this, and then it's laughing. Like, some of the earlier graphics were just like, you weren't sure if you weren't somebody who was boycotting them. You weren't really sure how you really could use this in a cheeky, sort of sarcastic way. That's a little clearer to me. Excuse me.
Do not disturb the Smart Doll during feeding.
So many chibis. Like, just this man must have like a gigantic library of chibis. Do not touch or feed the Smart Doll, and stay proud. All of this is essentially I think it's probably a reskin of the Japan graphic, which is that exact same thing except a Japanese flag.
Right.
Reskinned with the pride flag. We again, Danny, all about inclusion.
Love that.
He's always made that clear. Thumbs up from us.
And then, of course, the World Tour access all areas.
Yeah, we saw that one there. This one's interesting though. It's got a QR code. It's got I haven't translated the text. We can take a second, I guess.
And it says waiting for the drop down in the corner. Like, maybe he just pulled that down because he was working on something.
Possibly. Do not print on the board. Something about substrates. The board is for substrates. Do not print on the board. So this is how they're printing. It's just interesting. I'm like, why is waiting for the drop down here? And why is there a QR code? Although, actually, I would say there is no waiting for the drop in here. So it almost looks like he's taken a picture and put it on top of the waiting for the drop one.
Yeah, because it's the Mariah Access All Areas is already up here.
Yeah.
So he's working on something there.
Yeah. So maybe we're not supposed to see what that is. Who knows? But very cool. I just love all of this. I'm all for it. I definitely though want human versions. All right.
Time for the Smarty Party.
This is the part of the show where we take a look at what your dolls have been up to this week. And maybe do a little dance. It's up to you.
We came to party all night long. Let's sing on to every song. We don't need nobody's attention, don't need nobody else in our zone. Making plans so as we go, where we dance when no one knows just how we want it. We want it. Going left, going right, doesn't matter tonight. Just
That's right. You can submit your own picture to your own picture of your doll to the Smarty Party every single week in the Smarty Party channel of our Discord. You can find the link for the Discord server invite down in the description. And you will find in the Smarty Party channel there's a post each week. I think I'm actually gonna ask the party planners to maybe start coming up with some themes ahead of Halloween so that we get a little prepped and used to, get everyone trying some things out, taking pictures on a theme. But
there were some good moments in this one.
Definitely.
Some nice wig action going on there, and Nefertiti with another stellar creation.
I wanted to shout out Busy Bee's photo, which just looked very natural and sort of in scale to the girl, to the doll versus the larger things around it. It was nicely done. And Lee posted a link to the Discord in the chat as well. Thank you, Lee. That, of course, brings us to...
Time for the Q&A. What do you got for us this week?
Yeah, just put the word question in your chat message so we know that the question is for us. And we'll hang out for a short bit and see what's what. I am like, my throat is dying.
And I've been at the store a couple times this week, and I have looked at getting some cups so that we can put logos on them, so that we can sit here like morning talk show hosts. And
I mean,
that's true. We do have these.
You mean like this?
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess we do have those, but...
There you go.
There you go. Like, get some water in the cup.
Which, by the way, these are actually available, although I think location may be limited due to where these are able to be printed. Most of our designs are a mug on the site now. Soft launch. All right, Kyle says, I really want a blue Relentless, but I don't really understand the drop system. Besides, when they drop, they tend to sell out fast. All right, so you want to give us the rundown of what it's going to look like and how we're going to know that the blues are dropping?
Well, I mean, I definitely see the thing is you got to do is you've got to keep an eye on Danny's Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. If you're a member of the Discord, we've made that a little bit easier for you. But he will start giving like hints about blue coming. He's usually pretty good about that. If he starts early saying that something's going to drop, it's usually something that he knows is going to go pretty quick. And so, I mean, I would just be ready, that there's to just grab whatever is there. A lot of people start refreshing the page really, really early because the items will often show up before he even tweets that they've been released, and then they just disappear.
Right.
What else can I say about it?
Yeah, you're not... Pretty much what I do is when he says there's going to be a drop tonight or this morning. This morning usually means evening for us, right? It's the opposite. I will go watch the website and go to the secrets page or whatever, and look at the release history, not the new releases, the release history, because that's like every new thing that comes out and gets touched on that page. What you will not see is when a page gets updated. So when he's doing option heads, nothing will show that. You'd have to be looking at option heads that you're looking for and reloading. But for Blue Relentless, it's gonna be a doll. I'm pretty sure he's not doing option heads for that. He's doing full dolls for Blue Relentless and Anomaly and whatever's left. And so, you should be able to be looking for that, or load up if it's still there. Search for Blue Relentless. Load up that page and just start refreshing. That's basically what Danny talks about the Elden Ring game of like people being really, really fast. They're just reloading pages. I do want to mention, I'm going to jump down. Janice, where's our squee, please? I would appreciate if you nominated something for squee, then I'll give it to you. So let me know. Kay says, do you think Timeless will be released as a full doll?
I think so. I'm gonna go yes on that.
Less chance than Future, which is a less than 100% chance. But...
Right. I mean, I guess it depends on how many he's selling right now as option heads.
Yeah.
But I know, I mean, we've seen her so much in Danny's Instagram and stuff that Danny likes her.
Yep.
A lot. So I'm assuming that she's probably gonna be a full doll.
Jenna says, when will Gray Relentless be mine? If you're fast, by Halloween.
You think so?
I think there's going to be... Relentless, because Anomaly is probably going to be dropping for Halloween. So, yeah, I don't know, November, December.
So you're going that we're going to see a gray zombie for Halloween.
That's what I think.
Okay.
I mean, this is completely...
I mean, I just, we have to say that the blue is going to be, he's going to go through blue first before he gets to the gray. So I don't know.
Carla Newman with a second from Janice Harding says the squee for the new Halloween shirt designs, and I agree. All right.
Let's see.
Do you have a dream smart doll or dream custom you want in the future? Well, we all know, I mean, this is, okay, so, I feel like it gets old, but we all know what your dream custom is, and probably dream smart doll.
Yeah, Comey.
Yeah.
Shoko Comey. Definitely want her. I don't know. I don't know who else.
We've been watching a lot more anime lately. Any new anime?
Oh yeah, the two. I've always talked about how a pure black smart doll would be really cool.
Oh yes.
Right, like a true black, like the color black.
Like Vanta black.
Yeah.
Come on, Danny. Give us a Vanta. I don't think that's possible for vinyl, but.
Kate from Shadow's house. Oh my God, would be so good.
Yes.
And then
you can pretty much do like Mirai basically for both of them, or something.
And then her living doll, Emilico.
You'd have to do. I feel like Kate, the shadow girl, would have to be a no eyes version.
Yeah.
Like no holes, just like Vision.
Yeah. Nefertiti. If you haven't watched Shadow's House, it's so good, and I think you would be inspired by it.
Holly Dalnut says, do you think Danny will be restocking heads that are sold out? In general.
Yeah.
He has been.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, there's nothing to say that they won't just disappear.
Yeah, I mean, who knows how many runs each one's going to get, but he has been, like, Future's had, like, 3 releases. Imagine and Imagine's had a bunch. Like, they've been going and coming.
Yep. Kelly Popper says, could you make a tote bag? We have made a tote bag, although I'm guessing you want a different...
Like a Halloween one.
Halloween one. I'd love it for trick-or-treating. Yeah, I mean, if that's all it is, again, like we said, we have the tote bag. They are black on the lining.
Yeah. And while I did bring it to Connecticut, and it was hot and humid, and I took it to the shore, we still don't, and I carried a whole bunch of stuff in it, and everything came back fine, including the white dress that Nefertiti gave us.
Yeah.
That was fine, too. So, I mean... That's my own personal experience with it, but it is black on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, we can. I mean, if enough people really want it sooner rather than later, and don't want us to go through like as much testing on it, I could put it up there with a massive warning that says, "Do not put your dolls in this."
I would say, I think that's what we should do because
Yeah.
there's a bunch of people that want it, and and it's, if you don't want to use it for your dolls, you can use it for other things. So.
Let's see. Junding says, do you think Danny would do Wonder Woman or Catwoman doll first?
I think Wonder Woman's coming first. He's had Wonder Woman prototypes, or at least what we believe.
For years.
What we believe are Wonder Woman prototypes. Yeah.
Well, we pretty well know she is.
Oh, that's right, because he said that he just released the heads that were like, these were all a DC character.
Or there's superheroes or whatever. Yeah, we know it is, and we've got the early, she's like, that Wonder has been around for a while.
Yeah.
So probably Wonder Woman. We still haven't seen anything about Catwoman. That's the thing. Like, he could do anything he wants. So it could just... I believe that there's a point at which he may just get more inspired by one of the others, and maybe they skip the line. But based on what we see, probably Wonder Woman. Kelly Papa says, do you have any advice if there are a lot of blue parts to pick up? Like you've got a bunch that you need?
Blue parts, we know what's coming. It's the extra small bust, the medium smooth bust, and the large bust, and heel feet.
Hopefully he does the heel feet last. Because those are gonna go. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be hard. I don't think I have any advice, because quite honestly, gotta protect my game a little. But... I mean,
Can't give away all the tricks.
No, there really isn't anything to give away. Like, there's a decision to be had here, right? Like, do you... Like, he's going to release them usually one at a time, and he tweets them each time. He doesn't go, here's a bunch of stuff, and then says, here's a bunch of stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, he goes, okay, here are the busts. Here's one bust. Here's another, I think. It may depend. Maybe those are small enough that he won't do them that way. But if he announces them piecemeal, you're going to have people going in. You're going to decide, can I risk trying to build my cart and wait?
Danny, I hope that you're planning on limiting the number of things that people can buy. I'm like having this fear that somebody's going to go, I need 12 pairs of heel feet. And then
just resell them immediately. I mean, he has protections for that stuff anyway, and mm-hmm. I don't know if you.
I know. Fabric Friends and Dolls does limit.
How many heel
limit
feet?
2 heel feet.
Yeah.
Limit. Yeah.
No, I mean they're highly sought after and
mm-hmm.
very they're rare at this point. Going. All right. Anna Britton Lewis, what do you think the option head price drops mean?
Maybe they have more of that head.
Yeah. It's probably just stock level.
Mm-hmm.
They're not selling as quickly as he'd like to. Now, that could be, a sign to some extent of things that you don't know what Danny's going to do with that information though, but mm-hmm. If he's dropping the price, that probably means it's not selling as quickly as he wants them to.
Mm-hmm. Could also be testing out different price point. Do people buy it at $37 when they wouldn't buy at $39?
That is true. I mean, he is artificially, to some extent, and now, all right, I may be completely off base. This may be a bit of a supposition, but I believe he's artificially inflating the costs of these things. It's, if you look at the cost of a doll, body plus head equals more than a full doll. Uh-huh. This is not designed to replace, and price is sort of a de-incentivization, disincentive, whatever. A way to get people not to do it just whole hog. He didn't want like I don't think he wants everyone just jumping on this bandwagon. But it seems to be working, and he seems to have it in a pretty good place. So I think it's a good sign that that prices are coming down a little bit in certain things, and maybe he's playing with it and see what happens. I have a feeling though, if people are going to buy it, they're either going to buy it or they're not. Secret says, I'm not familiar with the anime shows that the license dolls have been made for. Where do I watch them, and what are they called?
All right, so let's go. Well, you got Naruto's coming, and Naruto is Naruto.
Well, that's not. I want to say Naruto is on Hulu. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. Hulu, that comes up. And Crunchyroll. Mm-hmm. And I think all the stuff, all the later seasons are on Crunchyroll.
And then you've got Death Note. So you got Light Yagami is coming, and that is on
Hulu. It's I'm pretty sure Netflix, Crunchyroll, all the big ones.
Definitely watch the anime, not the live action Death Note. It's not horrible, but the anime is way better.
And we also
Geass.
Right. Code Geass also on Hulu, Netflix. Let's see, Funimation, Crunchyroll.
Yeah, so basically everybody that has anime is showing it.
Well, okay. So I was gonna say there's Idolmaster, but that's a game.
Yeah, well, there is an Idolmaster Cinderella Girls for Shiki. There's an Idolmaster Cinderella Girls anime, but it's she's not in it, but she is in the little shorts they have with the chibi characters.
Yeah, which is on Crunchyroll.
Yeah. I think, is that everybody so far?
Bandai basically is the big...
and Spike and...
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop, which is...
Hulu, I think Netflix now.
Yeah.
Most everywhere. Cases, updates on your Batgirl unboxing. No movement, but we are getting back in the weekly game. Mm-hmm. And I will be... Yeah, I'm doing a lot of other, work with like the website and the t-shirts and the and just getting back into making our weekly videos. So she's, I don't know. I may just say to heck with it and release her, knowing that but it feels like failure as soon as I do it.
Yeah, you got to do it, Batgirl, right? But I'm working on the costume for our prototype Kintsugi, and I also just picked up sort of a really inexpensive resource from Joann's that I want to do a bunch of stuff with. Like basically show you how to make some bargain pieces for your smart dolls. So.
Lee asks, since it's been mentioned for blue, do you think Danny would be willing to sell the extra small busts again in other colors? I do know he has a 3D file up on the site. I think it's a maybe, but not regularly.
No, it's been out in Cinnamon a couple of times, and I think once in Tea.
I feel like he just kind of goes, hey, let's make a couple of these, and then throws them up. I mean, because we got them, but since we got when we got our extra small bust in Cinnamon, it was from Danny, and it was but all the other busts were there, and now he's been narrowing down the busts. So I think there's less and less chance these days of that happening.
He didn't make the push-up in blue, which was that's one of the ones that I was like, I would like to have a blue push-up, but I will take what I can get.
John Dean asks, is there any dream clothing that Danny could put the CJ flair that you would want?
I've said this before, and now I'm gonna probably do it myself. But I really want like post-apocalyptic, like basically. The Smart Doll found a stash of Ren Fair clothes or costumes for an opera or something like that, and kind of put all of that stuff together as post-apocalyptic fashion.
Yeah, I mean, and along those similar lines, I mean, Danny already posted that picture that he came up with from Midjourney, the AI art generator, and of like cyberpunk Victorian, or no, it was like
yeah, it was like cyber Victorian. Yeah.
It looked amazing. I would honestly, though, again, like we're talking about more feminine stuff, the floral prints, things like that. I would love some re-release of like circa 2017, 2016, like some of the old fashion items.
I would also like to see more, like, I mean, the Maury Girl set kind of is leaning that way, but I'd love to see some of the more modern, like basically the oversized look. It's like the Japanese login look. The login look came from the Japanese oversized look, but like just that really oversized, but in like blacks and grays and whites and very, very modern Japanese.
Well, okay, so to that point, one of the things that I love that Danny does is represent the Japanese culture. That's a huge part, one of the parts of why I loved Kabuki so much. And it was even a subversive take on Japanese culture. So I would actually like to see him do more street style, like Japanese street style stuff. Would be very cool.
Like, a Harajuku season of fashions.
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Can I ask, how fast do you think one has to be with checkout when the blues drop?
Well, if you're getting like all the blue stuff, you probably don't have to put anything in your cart other than blue stuff to get free shipping. Would be my
what
guess.
I would do is go for the doll if you're getting a doll, and then separately go for the other ones.
Yeah, probably, since the doll is going to cover the free shipping. I wouldn't try.
If he drops, like, let's say there's 6 things in the drops, 5 accessories, and 5 like option parts, and 1 full doll. And you're pretty sure the full doll's coming. I would, as soon as you got like the option parts that you want, I would make that order and get it out of the way and be done with it, and then go back. Maybe you end up paying double shipping. Maybe they end up combining them for you. It's hard to say, but I think it's worth. I wouldn't certainly do it with every item. Try to do an order per item. That would be insane. But I would probably try and break it into 2 to make sure that you are not, or at least, because what happens is there's usually, like, if he drops a doll last, there's usually a longer chunk of time to get the doll ready than the other ones, it seems. So if you've gotten your thing, you could sit there with all that stuff in your cart and wait for the doll to drop. But now you're just risking of those one by one getting pulled out of there because they're selling out. So I would just, go for the options or whatever's there first, but go for what you can get, check out, and then once the doll drops, immediately get there as soon as possible.
I mean, I wouldn't even go like hunting for anything else, like to make up shipping or anything like that. Just get what you can get.
Kit Kat Crafts and K-Pop asks, any storage videos?
We actually recently got a second of our Create Room cubby and stacked them on top of each other. So now we have 2 sets of drawers. And I will say, it actually holds a lot more than it seemed like it was going to hold. Like, we replaced like an overflowing Billy bookcase and piles of boxes with 2 of these shelves, and it looks so much nicer.
So are we gonna do a video? I think I would. Here's what I would say. If there's a particular sort of question that you would like to see addressed, like, you know, types of storage, because we basically said, all right, here we're gonna figure out how we're gonna fit this in there. Go into the Discord, check out the suggestions forum. You can make a post in there with a video idea, what you're looking for, and we'd love to know from you, like, what kind of questions do you have that you want to see us answer? The only thing remotely similar that we currently have in our head, which will take a little bit to do, is that we were talking about buying, like, I don't know, $200 to $300 worth of bags on Amazon, and trying them out and seeing how dolls fit in them. And then sending them back when we're done. So we may, I think we should actually just get on that.
I've been looking
sort of
recently.
We have a whole list. We do have a growing team of sort of researchers in the Discord. I believe Magic Durgan has already done some research. It's technically out of date now, as the internet, you know, anything is out of date after a month, but did some research on available like bags and into a spreadsheet for us.
Yeah, I mean, pop into the Discord, pop into that suggestions channel, give us any suggestions that you want. What do you see? What do you want to see from us for videos? Like, how do you see us? Like, what do you count on us for?
I'd also love to know, I'm sure a lot of you are just getting started. We do have our, you know, before you buy video, that needs to get updated. I'll probably maybe do a post in the suggestion to maybe solicit some comments, but, you know, what do you think, should be updated there? But also, I think I forgot what I was going to say.
You were going to make a post about something.
No, the before you buy, people telling us what, as newcomers, as people new to Smart Doll, what are the, you know, what's missing out there? You know, what aren't we talking about?
Yeah, like, even look at our before you buy video and go through that and go, what didn't we answer? I mean, we think at the time it was a pretty thorough video, but we have a lot more experience with Smart Doll now.
Yep.
So, I mean, things have changed. So, you know, what didn't we answer for you, and how can we do better?
So yeah, I'll post something. But if any time you have an idea that you know, that you'd like to see a video of, the whole forum is in there for suggestions. It's all yours. Tell us. Let us know. Okay, how did we travel with the Smart Doll on our last trip? What did we carry her in? We technically carried her in the the tote bag that we had made, which we were testing out the stain, you know, whether or not it stained the girls.
Yeah, she hung out in that bag if we were, you know, walking from location to shoot to location to shoot. And when we were driving to Connecticut, she was just sitting in the back seat behind me, like laying down in the back seat or sitting in the back seat.
Yeah, so it wasn't like, you know, going through an airport or anything like that, or, you know, packing into something else. It was just car ride, long car ride.
Right. And then if we, you know, when we went into, like, going to the hotel and stuff, I was carrying her in my arm.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that is it for us today. Again, light news week, but always a pleasure to spend it with you all.
Definitely.
Be sure to check out myladydisdain.com for all the new Halloween shirts, and all right.
We'll take Marie's question here.
I'm like, it completely took me off track, so we might as well.
Marie says, I need a recommendation. I've been wanting to buy a Summer and a Semi-Real Fortitude. Both are currently available as a head option. Which one would you recommend to buy now as a head?
Ready? We're going to say it on 3, 2, 1, and then we're signing off.
Okay.
Right? 3, 2, 1.
Summer.
Fortitude.